All right, baseball, big in the news this week. Finally, I mean, after what seemed to be drip, 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 drip of an offseason, bang, all of a sudden the big deals, the big trades, they're coming like lightning here. And let's talk with our guy, Cody Decker, former big league ball player, and catch his YouTube show, him and the great Michelle Beadle and Decker. You can watch it and listen to it on YouTube. Cody, Pat Boyle, Brad Evans, good to see you again, brother.
Oh, hi. It's really lovely to be in this new iteration of the show because I've been now on every potential iteration of this show that's ever possibly existed. Fantastic. I'm a legend. Let's start.
Yeah. We'll see how long this one lasts. Cody, let's start with the big news from last night. Mets deal two of their top prospects, pitcher Brandon Sproat and shortstop Jet Williams, in exchange for one of the best arms in baseball, Freddy Peralta, and also righty pitcher Tobias Myers. Peralta's in the last year of his contract. He's only making $8 million this year. What do you make of the trade for both sides? And do you think the Mets have to sign Peralta to a long-term deal now in order to justify the trade?
Yes. I think the Mets definitely need to sign him to a long-term deal. My issue with this deal has nothing to do with the Mets. I think it's phenomenal that the Mets are going all in after losing out on Kyle Tucker and losing out on other couple big names, and also watching Pete walk right out the door. But man, oh man, I can't even pay attention to the Mets. I'm too busy looking at the Brewers wondering, dude, what the hell are we doing here, Matt Arnold? Why would you trade away a guy that you have? Yeah, I get it. One more year of control and you need to get back some prospects. But you just lost out on going to the World Series because your ass just got swept by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Removing a Peralta ain't going to help you beat the Dodgers in October. I don't think it's going to help you beat the Cubs in March.
Oh, I like that take quite a bit. Let's unpack because we're going to touch on both those teams you just mentioned, Cody. First, let's start off with the almighty LA Dodgers. I want to get your opinion on their deferment tactics. Shohei Ohtani and Kyle Tucker only make a combined $3 million in base salary for the reigning world champs this upcoming season. Ohtani's going to have $68 million deferred, while Tucker received a $64 million signing bonus sometime before spring training. Do you feel like this strategy will soon cease, as in the deferment strategy, when the players and owners come to the table next year? What's your percentage chance as well that you see a lockout happening, sometime next year as well? A lot to unpack there. And I also hear that you have a theory about the Dodgers. So please share, give us all the goods.
Whew. Let me start at the top. Okay. Los Angeles Dodgers making the moves that they did. The deferrals, I do think, will be curtailed in the next CBA one way or the other. But listen, I'm getting tired of everybody yelling at the Dodgers for making these moves. Copy and paste and implement into your organization. The Dodgers just won 2 straight World Series. And by the way, yeah, they have a lot of money on the books right now, but didn't they just brag about making $1 billion in revenue last year? Something that I'm pretty sure every other owner would love to have. Oh, they spent $100 million over the luxury tax. What does that matter when you took in $1 billion in revenue? Not to mention that they owe $700 million to Shohei, of which they've already paid off Shohei in a year and a half, and now they got 20 years to pay that deal. Pretty nice. But at the end of the day, there is something about this that I'm really starting to look at in the darkness of this. Do I think we're going to see a player, a work stoppage? Yes, I do. But I don't think it's going to be on the players' side, because there's one thing you've been hearing from the rooftops for a long time. We want a salary cap. We're the only major league without a salary cap. We can't keep paying all these players. However, that's the old playbook. The old playbook was, man, these greedy players don't want to play unless we pay them a ton of money. But fans have finally caught up on that. But now we're not talking about the greedy players in this next CBA. No. We're talking about one baseball team that's spending all of the money. And my theory is very simple. The Dodgers are just doing exactly what every owner wants them to do, because the owners need a big bad wolf, and it's no longer the players. So now, competitive imbalance, that the Dodgers are doing all of this while they're sitting back there patting the Dodgers on the back like, great job on that Tucker deal, man. $10 million over the AAV that the Mets offered. Insane. It's right in front of us. And if you guys don't think Major League Baseball doesn't play this 4D chess every CBA, slap yourself in the face. I'll sit here and wait.
Well spoken. Excellent take there, my man. All right, Cody. As you know, I once had a Ryan Sandberg poster plastered on my wall as a Little League second baseman growing up in San Antonio, Texas. What do you make of the acquisition of Alex Bregman and Edward Cabrera as well by my beloved Chicago Cubs? What grade will you give the boys on the north side this offseason? And do you think they win the NL Central?
I do think they win the NL Central. Let's just start with that. What grade I'm going to give them? A solid B
Okay.
plus, A minus. I think they can still bolster that bullpen a little bit. I think they can get their hands on a couple of arms out there, but they got one, and I'm glad they got one. It's something. It's not nothing. And Alex Bregman signing is just a phenomenal signing. He's going to bring a lot to that team, not just on the field, but I think he's going to bring a lot to that clubhouse. You know, he's not that young, brash kid he is anymore. He's a veteran ball player that makes teams better. I'm looking at this Cubs team thinking if they don't win the division, especially after the move made today where the Milwaukee Brewers said, yeah, we'll just unload our single best pitcher we have. Okay, Cubs, if you don't win this division, no one to blame but yourself, because I don't believe in the Reds at all. I just don't. I tried believing in them last year. That's on me. Won't happen again. Pirates? Stop it. Stop it. They're not real.
Their owner's not real. In terms of what they spend per year, we want to talk about the bad guys in baseball. They're not the Dodgers. I agree with you. It's all the cheapskates that refuse to spend any money. Cody, the Yankees have thus far essentially run it back for 2026 after they signed Cody Bellinger to a 5-year deal. You think the Yanks need to do more, and will they do more?
Yes, they need to do more. I was kind of hoping they were going to get their hands on another infielder. I thought they were going to move on from Jazz Chisholm, but it looks like they're going to keep on holding on to Jazz Chisholm, mainly, I think, because not a lot of takers out there for Jazz. Jazz causes some problems off the field. Now, that being said, I want to make this abundantly clear. I love me some Jazz Chisholm. Have from day one, played with him in Arizona. I couldn't believe he was real. I've never heard someone speak to them about themselves in like the fifth person, not even the third person. He was like finding new ways to reinvent some sort of arrogant thing. It was phenomenal. Everyone hated him, and I couldn't get enough of him. Like, can you guys? It's real. He's a real person. I can't believe it. But at the end of the day, dude, the Yankees running it back. We've seen this story already. The Yankees aren't the best team in the American League. They're not the best team in the American League East. I'm not sold they're the best or third best team in the American League East. Those Blue Jays are getting ready to run this back. I'm way more scared of the Blue Jays with their bolstered lineup and bullpen than I ever am of the Yankees, who bullpen issues is an understatement for this team these last 2 years. Not to mention on that, I mean, run what back? Every Yankee fan wanted to burn Yankee Stadium down last year. Boy, we got back Cody Bellinger. Great. I love me some Cody Bellinger, and I do think the deal you got out of him was phenomenal, especially seeing how the Dodgers overpaid for Kyle Tucker. I mean, seemingly they're the same guy, and the Yankees got Cody Bellinger for half the price that the Dodgers just paid. So phenomenal job there, but outside of that, man, enjoy the wild card round.
Strong take. I absolutely love it. Cody, let's dig a little bit deeper here. Give our audience one team, in your opinion, that's still flying under the radar. In other words, is there a squad that could have a Brewers caliber season based on the offseason moves and or loaded farm system they currently have?
You know what? I'm telling you, I'm going to call it right now. And I don't love that I'm calling it right now, but beware of the Baltimore Orioles this year. They've made some moves, a couple splashy early, but just beware of this team. This team was a monster 2 years ago, and they still have that incredible core. Now you add a Pete Alonso in there all of a sudden, who's going to make that big porch in left field feel fairly short for at least a couple of years. Beware of that team. And also, yes, do not sleep on the Mariners. The Mariners should have been in the World Series this last year, and the Mariners about to be back, baby.
Cody Decker, former big league ball player, catches YouTube show with Michelle Beadle on YouTube, Beadle and Decker.